Have you ever had one of those moments where you're sitting in your favorite chair, looking out the window, and thinking, how did time move this fast? Maybe you feel good most days, but every now and then, something small, like getting winded after climbing the stairs or forgetting a name, makes you wonder if your health is slipping faster than you expected. And it's not about fear. It's about wanting to stay sharp, active, and independent for as long as possible. You're not alone in that feeling. Most people over 75 say the same thing. I don't mind getting older. I just don't want to feel old. That's a powerful distinction. Because the truth is, many of the problems that cause serious health declines after 75 aren't random. In fact, researchers have found that nearly 99% of deaths in people over that age come from just 5 common causes. But here's the good news: most of these can be slowed down, or even prevented, by small, consistent changes you can make right at home. And that's what this video is all about. We're going to walk through these 5 common causes and, more importantly, what you can actually do, starting today, to protect yourself. No extreme diets. No complicated exercise routines. Just simple, science-backed ways to stay in control of your health and enjoy more good years. So let's dive in and start with one of the biggest silent threats: heart disease. You might feel like you've heard it all before when it comes to heart health. Eat better. Move more. Sure. But here's what most doctors don't say out loud: after 75, your heart becomes less efficient, even if you've had no major problems before. Why? Because the heart muscle starts to stiffen over time, your arteries can narrow, and your circulation slows down. That means less oxygen reaching your brain, muscles, and organs. But what really puts you at risk isn't just age, it's inflammation. And a lot of that inflammation doesn't come from big things. It comes from daily habits. That morning pastry, that extra pinch of salt at dinner, or even sitting too long watching TV, these seem harmless, but they add up. Over time, they feed chronic inflammation that wears down your blood vessels. So what can you do? You don't have to go vegan or run marathons. Just start by adding 1 serving of fiber-rich food every day. Think oats in the morning, beans in your soup, or a handful of berries. Fiber helps clean out your arteries naturally. Another simple trick? Walk for 10 minutes after meals. That little bit of movement helps your blood sugar stabilize, takes pressure off your heart, and boosts circulation. It might not sound like much, but it can cut your heart disease risk in half over time. Yes, half. And don't underestimate the power of stress. Even if you feel calm most days, that under-the-surface tension, like worrying about your kids, your finances, or your health, can raise your blood pressure more than salty food ever will. So take 5 minutes a day just for yourself. Sit quietly, breathe deep, and let your shoulders drop. It's not lazy, it's medicine. Now let's talk about something that often sneaks up without warning: respiratory illness. After 75, infections like pneumonia or even the flu can hit much harder. Your lungs, just like the rest of your body, lose elasticity with age. That means they don't bounce back as quickly, and your immune system doesn't respond as strongly as it used to. But here's what many people don't realize: one of the biggest ways to protect your lungs isn't just avoiding illness, it's staying hydrated. Yep. Simple water. When you're even slightly dehydrated, your lungs can't clear mucus as well, and viruses have an easier time settling in. But when your body's hydrated, your lungs stay moist, your immune system stays sharp, and you're less likely to develop serious infections. Drinking more water sounds easy, but many people over 70 actually forget to drink enough, especially if they don't feel thirsty. Try keeping a glass next to your favorite chair and take a sip every time a commercial comes on. Or add a splash of lemon or a slice of cucumber to make it more inviting. And if you struggle with nighttime bathroom trips, shift your water intake earlier in the day. There's also something powerful about fresh air. You might not be able to hike up a mountain anymore, but even opening the windows or sitting outside for 15 minutes a day helps your lungs stay clear. Deep breathing in clean air expands your lung capacity and boosts oxygen levels, giving you more energy and mental clarity too. Another silent danger many folks don't talk about? Falls. Yes, falling is one of the leading reasons people over 75 end up in the hospital, and sadly, it often starts a downward spiral. A broken hip, for example, can quickly lead to infections, loss of independence, and even death in some cases. But the key thing to understand is that falls aren't just accidents. Most of them are preventable. Balance naturally declines with age. Muscles weaken, reflexes slow down, and vision changes. But you can actually train your balance just like you train a muscle. Try standing on one foot while brushing your teeth, or gently rocking side to side while holding onto the kitchen counter. It may feel silly at first, but these little movements teach your body how to respond when you get off balance. Footwear matters too. Those comfy old slippers with the worn-out soles? They might be part of the problem. Get shoes with good grip, firm support, and a snug fit. And keep your home lighting bright, especially at night. Your body relies on clear visual cues to stay upright. If you can't see where the floor ends and the rug begins, you're more likely to trip. These may seem like small details, but that's the beauty of it. Staying healthy after 75 isn't about doing more. It's about being smart with what you're already doing, just a little more aware, a little more consistent, and a little more gentle with yourself. Watching and feel that these insights are meaningful. Please type number 2 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I warmly invite you to do so, and don't forget to turn on the bell, so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos designed to uplift, inform, and inspire. Your support truly means a lot. It's what keeps us going and allows us to continue sharing thoughtful, helpful content just for you. Now, let's continue this journey together. Another thing that truly separates those who live vibrantly into their 90s or even hit 100 is this: they can still handle their daily routines without help. I'm not just talking about brushing your teeth or making toast. I mean things like cooking a simple meal, taking a shower, going for a walk, keeping the house somewhat tidy, even if it's not spotless. If you're doing these things at 70 or 75 or 80, don't underestimate how special that is. Think about it. Millions of people your age have already given up many of those tasks, sometimes because of physical limitations, but often because they were told they shouldn't do too much or should just rest. But here's the truth: staying active in your routines is one of the best predictors of a long, independent life. There's a saying among longevity researchers: use it or lose it. And it applies beautifully here. If your joints still allow you to stand at the sink and wash a few dishes, if your shoulders let you reach up into a cabinet, if you can bend just enough to pick something up from the floor, these are silent victories that your body is giving you every single day. When researchers look at centenarians, people who live to 100, they often find a pattern. These folks kept doing their daily chores, walking to the store, cooking their own meals, even if slowly. It's not about speed or perfection. It's about being involved in your own life. So if you're still the one making your own cup of tea each morning, folding your laundry, or watering your plants, that is not something small. That is life-affirming. That is strength. Now, here's something else that might surprise you. One of the clearest signs that someone is aging well isn't found in a blood test or brain scan. It's found in how well they move from sitting to standing. That's right. Your ability to get up from a chair, especially without using your hands, tells a powerful story about your core strength, balance, and longevity. Try it for yourself. Sit down in a sturdy chair. Now try to rise to your feet without pushing off with your hands. Can you do it? If so, that's a fantastic sign. It means your legs, hips, and core are working together to keep you strong. That simple movement has been linked to a reduced risk of falls, greater independence, and yes, even a longer life. And if it feels hard right now, don't worry. You can build it up. Every time you practice getting up from a chair, you're not just working your muscles. You're training your body to resist frailty. That kind of strength keeps you out of the hospital. It keeps you living in your own home. It keeps you in control. You know, one of the most heartwarming things I've heard came from an 87-year-old woman who lived alone. She said, "I don't need a gym. My kitchen is my workout, My laundry is my cardio, and my garden is my peace. I smiled when I heard that because she gets it. Movement isn't just about exercise classes or gym memberships. It's about moving through your life with purpose, even if that movement is slow or careful. Speaking of movement, here's another powerful sign that you're aging better than most. You can still walk at a brisk pace. Not a run, not a sprint, just a steady, confident walk that feels strong. Researchers have actually studied walking speed as a predictor of lifespan, and it turns out that people over 65 who maintain a faster walking speed tend to live longer. Why? Because walking speed reflects so many parts of your health. It shows how well your heart pumps, how steady your balance is, how strong your muscles are, and even how sharp your mind is. If your body can coordinate all those things just to walk steadily, that's a beautiful orchestra of health happening right under your nose. So next time you go for a walk, notice how you move. Are you shuffling? Or are you walking tall, with intention? If you can still walk confidently down the sidewalk or around the park, take that as a huge win. And if you're thinking, well, I do walk, but I'm not fast, that's okay. Speed isn't everything. What matters more is the consistency and confidence behind each step. Even a 15-minute stroll after breakfast or dinner helps your heart, your digestion, and your brain. It keeps your circulation going and your spirits lifted. Now let's talk about something less physical but just as powerful, staying mentally sharp. If you're still learning new things, solving puzzles, remembering people's names, and enjoying conversations, you're already ahead of the curve. Mental flexibility, your ability to stay curious, to adapt, to keep your mind moving, is a major factor in longevity. You don't have to be doing crosswords all day or memorizing poems. Just staying engaged, reading a new book, chatting with a neighbor, even learning how to use your phone a little better, these things matter. They keep the mind agile. And when the mind stays young, the body often follows. You know what's even more powerful? If you can still laugh. Yes, laugh. Laughter isn't just good for the soul, it's incredible for your body. It lowers stress hormones, boosts your immune system, helps with pain, and strengthens your heart. People who find joy, even in small things, tend to live longer. It's not just science, it's also common sense. So maybe today you notice the little things that still bring you joy, the way your morning tea smells, the sound of birds outside, or even how good it feels to stretch your arms overhead. These tiny joys are the building blocks of a long, beautiful life. And that brings us to something that's often overlooked but incredibly powerful, resilience. If you're between 65 and 80 and you've made it through hardship, loss, illness, or fear, and you're still waking up and trying your best, you are already a miracle. Resilience doesn't mean being cheerful all the time. It means showing up for yourself even when it's hard. That quiet strength you've carried through the years? That counts more than you know. It's not flashy, but it's what long life is made of. Now, let's take a moment to talk about something that's often overlooked but incredibly powerful, your mindset. If you're between 65 and 80, and you're still able to wake up each morning with a sense of purpose, whether it's tending to your garden, helping out with the grandkids, joining your walking group, or simply feeding your dog, then you're not just surviving, you're thriving. That inner sense of direction, that quiet determination, is a rare and beautiful thing. You see, people who live to 100 often share one trait: they believe their life still matters. That belief gives them energy. It gives them resilience. It keeps them from giving in to the idea that aging means fading. If you still feel like you've got something to contribute, even if it's just bringing a smile to someone's face, then you are already ahead of the game. Think about it. How many people do you know who stop making plans after a certain age? Who stop setting goals or stop learning new things? But if you can still get excited about something coming up next week or even tomorrow, then you're keeping your brain young. Purpose acts like a fuel. It pushes back against depression, slows memory loss, and can even boost your immune system. It's like a secret vitamin that most people forget to take. And let's talk about independence. If you're still able to make your own decisions, handle your own routine, even in small ways, like preparing your own meals, managing your medications, or choosing what you'll do with your day, that's not just about ability. It's about control. It means you're steering your own ship, and that makes all the difference. Because once someone gives up that sense of control, aging tends to speed up. So if you're still in the driver's seat of your life, literally or figuratively, you are what I call a rare gem. You're the kind of person who won't just grow old, you'll grow bold. And that's what we need more of in the world. Let me ask you this, can you still laugh at yourself? Can you find joy in the little things? Maybe you chuckle at how long it takes to get out of a chair, or how you need to write things down more often now. But if you can smile about it, if you can keep a sense of humor about aging, you've unlocked a kind of wisdom most people never reach. Centenarians often say that laughter keeps them going. Not a fancy diet. Not strict exercise. Just joy. And if you still have that, then you're already living a kind of richness most people only dream of. And there's one more thing, connection. Not the kind that depends on social media or big events, but the kind that comes from real conversations. From asking your neighbor how their day went. From calling an old friend. From holding someone's hand when they need it. If you still have relationships that give you warmth, that make you feel seen, then you are protecting your heart, not just emotionally, but physically. Loneliness is one of the most silent killers in older adults. But those who stay socially engaged, even in simple ways, are far more likely to live longer and better. If you can still listen, still talk, still care, then you are not only strong, you're spreading strength to others. That's powerful. And I want to say this clearly, it's never too late to become that rare gem. Maybe you're thinking, well, I used to have all that, but not anymore. But let me tell you, even a single change, a new daily walk, a new book, a new friend, can reignite that spark. Don't let your age define what's possible for you. Let your spirit do that instead. If you're watching this and nodding along, I want you to hear this with your whole heart. You matter. Right now. Just as you are. You don't have to run a marathon, you don't have to look 40, and you don't need a perfect bill of health to be a rare gem. All you need is the willingness to keep showing up. To keep choosing life every single day. So here's a little reminder from me to you. Keep your body moving, but more importantly, keep your heart open. Keep learning, keep laughing, keep connecting. Whether you're 65, 75, or 85, if you're still doing even some of the things we've talked about, you're already proving that age is just a number. You're already showing the world that vitality isn't reserved for the young, it's a choice, a mindset, a way of being. If you found something in this video that made you smile or reminded you of your own strength, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one thing you do every day that makes you feel truly alive? Maybe it's feeding the birds. Maybe it's telling stories. Maybe it's dancing in the kitchen when no one's watching. Share it with us. You never know who you'll inspire. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got more uplifting, practical content coming your way to help you stay healthy, happy, and independent at any age. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, you're not just aging. You're becoming more you. More seasoned, more powerful, more essential to this world. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Here's to your strength, your joy, your wisdom, and to many more vibrant, meaningful years ahead. Keep shining, rare gem. You've earned it.